After that, create a file in the form example2 folder. Create a file under the form example2 folder. Give file name something form1.html or any other file also you can give if you want, your wish. Suppose I will give called contact.html, because these files are going to be individual file. It is not going to link anywhere. We can run this file individually. Contact.html file is ready. This file will be something based on row span and based on call span. Okay, you will start the body tag, and for body tag you will write background equal to image name 1.jpg, but make sure photo should be large photo that should cover your full screen. A small photo will get repeated. Okay, so in css html directly you will not have sufficient property to make that cover full width. So your photo should be large photo, then it will look more clean and clear. Okay, so body is ready. Now save the file and check once background any image is coming. Background any image is coming. The background should be one image completely, something like this. The photo I have sent to you, you can use that photo. It will help you to cover the full width. Right? Photo is a small photo. Photo should be large photo, 2000 pixel height, 2000 pixel width. You can download any photo from internet and use that. Hope ready? Are you getting the background? The background, the image we have in same folder, and file also we have in the same folder. So just once you write background equal to photo name and extension. definitely it will load and it will show you something like this background. Now in this page, you can create a table, and for that table keep align as a center, align equal to center. Write cell padding somewhere 10 or 15 or 15. Okay. Now before this table, you have to start one form tag that I need to explain you how the form will work. X and X here. Okay. Table align as a center, cell padding as a 10. Okay. Align center, cell padding as a 10. That I will write it today. Now complete this page. Write a caption H1. Contact us. Okay. So the contact us form you are going to create. Inside this form, user is going to enter the value. In this page, user is going to enter the value. Ready? Now come down. Open a TR. Write a TH. First name, a TD, text box. Input type equal to text. Placeholder, enter name. Enter first name. You will create two more TD here only. THTD, last name, you can write here call last name. First name and last name. So ready, check this file. Something like this. Background is the photo. And come down. Add one more TR. TH. Mobile number. a TD input type equal to number, placeholder equal to mobile number. ID input type equal to email, ID, check now. Clear? Check now how that look. This look like this. Now we can create one more TR, a message box that will cover the big area. So that we can write like this: TR, TH, call message. After that, you will create a TD. That TD will take the place of 4 columns, 3 columns. Call span equal to 3. Ready? So why we are given here call span 3? Because you can see in the first year, how many column we have? 4 columns. In second tier, how many column we have? 4 columns. In the third tier, we have added only 1 column, right? We added only 1 column. Now after that, remaining is how many? 3 column. So we created one TD, and for that we wrote call span 3. That meaning this TD will take the place of 3 columns. Come inside now, write the text area. Open and text area close. Text area open close. For this text area, placeholder is required. Message. And how bigger this text area should be, that we have to decide. Okay, so for that, to increase the height of the text area, you have to use a property called rows. Rows. Using rows, you can increase the height. Suppose I given 10. Using calls, you can increase the width. COLS, calls. Suppose give as a 50, 60 maybe. and then check that text area is coming in the big size or not. Okay, come next. Next, what we have is see how the height and width is coming. So width is little small. It should be little up to here will be fine. Okay, the width should be this much. So 60 we have given, maybe 63, 63. Perfect. It's fitting properly. It's a bigger only, not even a smaller. So that row is over. Now after that, we will create another row where we can put the button. TR, TH, call span equal to 4. Inside that, button, send a message, and write call clear. Clear. Now send message button will be type as a submit, and clear will be type equal to reset. Clear will be type equal to reset. Okay. Check now. Two buttons are ready. Something like this. So now you understood how to set the body background using HTML. And then if somewhere on internet, if you see like this background is a photo and on the top of that something as a form or anything, then we will not get confused. Through CSS also is possible, through HTML is also possible. Both way we have option, we can try through both the ways. Legend tab, field set. Field set. Okay, we can make field set will make you box. Legend will apply the label in that. Label. Label will write the label. Okay, so form is ready. This one. Till table if you have written, then I'll guide you how the form works. How the form tag will work. Okay, now let me come to the browser and show you. When I enter any value here, and click on reset button, clear button, all will get clear. All will get clear. Okay. Now let's go and add one more property that is called required. Required. But before required, understand the form tag. Okay. I will be modifying this table little. I will be shifting in the left hand side. Why? Because I need to add the name for every text box. Let's go and apply a property called name. What is this name? This name is going to play the major important role. Every textbook should have a name. Okay. F name, L name, F name, L name. F name, L name, right? So how this F name is going to work? Hope you are writing as well. When a user will come to the web page and he will enter his first name. Like suppose my name is Sierra. I will enter my first name under the first text box. So Sierra, what I am going to enter, it will store under this variable. Which variable? F name variable. I'll enter my name called Yadav, last name. So last name will store under this variable called L name. Okay. Now similar way, let me go to the browser and show you. Suppose I will enter here called ABC. ABC. So ABC is pointing to which one? First name. For first name, what is the variable name? Variable name is called F name. So indirectly, I have enter called ABC. ABC will store under the variable called F name. Now here will enter called XYZ. XYZ will store under the L name. So F name and L name both are working like a variable container. When the user will enter the value will go and store under that F name and L name. Now come, add some more variable here. Suppose name equal to mobile. And here again name equal to email. And below again name equal to MSG. MSG. Name equal to MSG. So hope ready? Okay. F name. F name is going to hold the first name. L name is going to store the last name. Mobile is going to store the number of users. And the email is going to store the email ID of user. MSG will store the message of user. Let me come to the browser again. Suppose I will enter here called Ramesh. Ramesh. Name call Gandhi. Ramesh will store under the F name. Gandhi will store under the L name. L name. I've entered 88841 66608. It will store under the mobile. Mobile variable name we have given called mobile. Here email. Suppose I will enter rrr@gmail.com. This will store under which variable? Email variable. Here we are given the email variable. You can say email you are given name equal to email. Next, after that, I will write here a message call. Please call me back. Call me back. It's urgent. Call me back. It's urgent. Please call me back. It's urgent. Now, what will happen is this message what I have entered, it will store under the MSG variable. Okay. MSG variable will hold the content of the text area, right? And after that, for individual text box, you got the value. Now let us see, when the user will click on clear, all will get clear. When the user will click on send message, then what should happen? The data what you have entered, it should go somewhere, right? It has to go to the back end. This is the front end. HTML has taken the input. It has to hand over to whom? Back end. Then only back end can do something. HTML is your front end. HTML has captured the output. Now this output needs to submit to the back end. Then only the back end can do something. Okay. So what we have to do now, form is going to come in picture. The form tag. Okay. Now form is going to come in picture. So what is the form? Let's look at here. After filling this data, we will click on submit button. So from HTML, this all the data has to go to the backend language. So how to send to backend language? Since as of now you are not using the JavaScript, so form tag will come, and form tag will say yes, I will hand your all the data to backend. So how it will be? There will be a property called action. Action equal to, suppose I am giving a file called save.js. Save.js. JavaScript. Java, it's JS, but it can be Node.js file. Node.js file also will be as a .js. Okay, or maybe instead of that, I can write here call PHP. Or instead of that, we can write here call as a PY, as a Python. Okay, we can write JSP. We can write some other language also. Okay, ASP. Now suppose we given a URL here called PHP. So what will happen inside this form, whatever the data you are going to fill, that data is going to store under the variables. One variable is fname, second variable is lname, third variable is mobile, fourth variable is email, fifth variable is called MSG. So total how many variables? 4 variables. 1, 2, 3, 5 variables. Okay, 5 variables. This 5 variable will be submitted to this file. Which file? Save.php file. So save.php file is going to capture, save.php file is going to capture total how many variables? 5 variables. In that, save.php will find a variable called fname. Their user first name will be there. Lname where it will be last name. Mobile will hold the mobile number. Email will hold the email ID, and MSG will hold the message content of the user. And finally, it will go to which file? Save.php file. Okay. So what is the use of the action? Action define the type. Action define the file of server side language. Action tag will define the path for the server side language where you want to send the data. What action will define? Action will define the path where you want to send the data. Okay. Next, after that, let me show you the content in the.
Sir, one doubt I have.
Tell me, sir.
For action equal to, can I give my URL, I mean API URL here?
Here,
Action equal to instead of save.php.
you can give anything.
But if I give API URL, I need to send the method also, right? Whether it is a post method or a get method, or what is the content, what are the other header settings, all those things can I pass inside action itself?
Still, I have not completed. No, I am on the way still. I am in between. Let me complete, then you can ask. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Let me come to the browser and see here what is happening. I will enter here name as A, first name, last name as a B, mobile number as a 88, email ID abc@gmail.com. Okay. After that, message as a test, right? All are having the different variable. All will store under the different variable. Let me click on send a message and look at the file. Our old URL was, what was the file name? Contact.html. Now, what is the action file? Save.php. When I click on submit button, it's gone to the next file. Which file is gone to? Save.php. And look into the URL here. URL. Read one by one from beginning. See save.php, question mark you can see. Question mark. After that, first variable name. That is which one? F name. F name equal to something. A and L name equal to B and mobile equal to 88 and email equal to ABC. Correct? abc@gmail.com and test equal to which one? MSG equal to test, right? So you saw here the variable, whatever we have created, name we have created, it is working like as a variable. Whichever the name property we have given, f name, l name, mobile, email and all, it is working like as a what? Variable. That is holding the value while passing from the front end to back end. But you can see all the values are visible in the browser URL. You can see here all the values are visible in the browser URL. Correct? All the values are visible in the browser URL. So if all the values are visible in the browser URL, your data will become unsecure somewhere. Okay, data will become which one? Unsecure. Now how to secure it? Let's come to the code. So you are clear? Yes, we have filled the value. After clicking on save button, it is redirecting to where? Action page. While going to the action page, it is carrying all the variable along with the value, variable along with value. But it is data is submitting from front end to back end, but unfortunately data is unsecure. It's visible directly in the browser URL. Okay, let us come now. Next method you say. Next, what we have option, using that we can make it little hide, we can make it little secure. Data should go from the front end to back end, but it should not visible to the user. Let's go here. Right call method. Method equal to, we have a method called get and we have a method called post. So first to write call post. So written method equal to post. Post is in uppercase Let us come to the browser. Now I will reload the file. Again, I will enter the same value. A in the first name, B in the second name, last name, mobile as a 88, email as a abc@gmail.com, and text message as a test. Now after that, we can click where? Send message. After that, we can click on send message. Then carefully you can see, I have changed the method as a post now. Method as a post. In the previous example, we have not added the method. Value was visible directly in the browser. Now we have added the method as a post. Now I will click on send message and let's look into the browser URL. You can see here, it is just showing the action file name. It is showing the name of the action file name. Right? It is showing the name of action file name. It is not showing any kind of values. Your value is not visible in the browser URL. That meaning it's not passing the value. It is passing the value. But because of this method, which method? Post, your value becomes secure. Your value becomes a hidden. It is passing from HTML to that PHP file, but hidden. Other person cannot see the value. So what you can say? Post is securing your data. It is not displaying anywhere. Now let me come here. So hope you are clear. It has gone to the action file, but it has not displayed any data anywhere. Now instead of post, I will convert into get. Get. G-E-T, get. Get. Okay. Let me come back to the my page again. So this is my page. Let me enter again name as A, first name, last name as B, mobile as 88, email ID as abc@gmail.com, and here message as a test. Okay. So what is the method now? Method is called get. Before that, what was the method? As a post. When we have given the post method, it was going to the action page, but it was not displaying the data. Now we have given the method as a get. Look at the browser. What is going to happen? Right? You can see here, again, it is as it was before method. When we have not added any method, then also all the value was visible in the browser. Now we have added the method, then also value is visible in the browser. But now we have added the method, which is the method? It's a get or post. No, I have used get here. Get. Before that, part is as a post, but now it is as a get. Huh? That only I am showing here. Okay. When I have followed the get method now, you saw values are displaying in the browser. Before that, value was displaying in the browser. No. So when you follow the post method, your value will not display in the browser URL. But when you follow the get method, your value will display directly here in the browser URL. Right? Before that, I have not added any kind of get or post or anything. I have not added anything here. Then also you saw the value was displaying the browser URL. Now two questions came in front of us. Number one, what is the get and what is the post? So using get and post, these two are the global array. Okay, these two are the global array. What it will do? It will collect all the value of your form and it will submit to the backend. But the problem is when you are using the get method, your all the input will be visible in the browser URL. When you follow the post method, your value will go to the backend, but it will not be visible anywhere. Right? So what happened in the post method? It has not displayed anywhere, whereas in the get method, it has displayed in the browser URL. Okay. So which one is the best? Get or post? Okay, definitely post will be the best method. Okay, because it is secure. Okay. Minute. Yes, sir. My class है तो मित्र को कॉल करें. Okay, so what will happen is, okay, gate is unsecure whereas post is secure. Both are going to help you to hand over your data from front end to back end. Okay, but when you follow the gate method, it is unsecure. Because why unsecure? It's displaying the data in the browser URL. When you follow the post method, it was not displaying in the browser URL. Okay, next after that, next question will come, what is the default? It's a get or post. Suppose if you have not added the method, then what is the default? Is the get or post? You
Get.
saw we have not added the method, then also the value was displaying the browser URL, right? So default you have here called which method? Get method. Default is the get method. If you want to make post, you have to write method equal to post. If you don't want to make post, you can leave also by default, it would be as a get method. Both what is doing? Sending the value from front end to back end as a global array. Get will be visible in the browser URL. Post will not be visible in the browser URL. Whereas again, get is the default one. Post is not the default one. Now you
I have
connect
I
it.
have one I have one doubt, sir.
Tell me.
So when should I use a get? When should I use a post?
Hmm.
When should I use a get or a post? Because when someone asks me to develop an API and track, they will not tell me which method I should use, right? So when should I use a get method and when should I use a post method?
If your data is secure, then use the post method. If
Mhm.
data is not secure, depend on you. You can use get also, you can use post also. When we log in any banking application, if
Mm.
it should be booked on post method. When we enter the card number in Flipkart, definitely it should be post method. But when you search something in Google, no meaning. It can be anything. Get or post, anything. Right?
So you mean to say while using get and post, I can send parameters and get the data as well, right? For example, in post method, I'll be sending some input as a input parameters I'll be passing. For example, for login, I'll be using post method and I will say I'll be passing in the username and password. Then my return value will be a success or a failure because it will check in the database whether my username and password exist or not. If it exists, it will say yes, the person exists and all. So same way, can I use a get method for this username and password? Can I pass input parameters to the same get method?
Your question can make HTML more complicated. No, those all are for the future. Don't ask those questions now.
No. While I'm creating some proof of concepts, I have seen these issues. Some functions or libraries which I'm using, no, those accept only get methods. They are not accepting post methods at all.
On backend,
Uh,
the backend developer have written get method. They will not accept post method.
uh,
That you are not going to decide. No, you are going to run according to backend developer. If the backend developer has written the API based on post, you cannot use the get. If the
oh,
backend developer have used the get, you cannot use the post. Okay.
uh, okay.
Okay. Go ahead next. Kitna one email has come for React JD company from Hyderabad. We can send. They have opening for fresher, so we can send all the React which are ready people. Excel you send one, and after that when we will shortlist, then we can send the resume. Okay, go ahead next. After that, Now you leave this file, come to the next. Okay, so we can go to the developer guide, and if you want to make a note for 2-3 lines, you can make a note here in developer guide. First, you can write form. What is the form? It is a container of all the input tags. Form tag. Form tag, what is do? It is a container of all input elements. ELEMENTS. All input elements. It is a container of all input elements. Container of all input elements. Action. Right, it defines the path of the backend URL. Define the page, file, path for page, file, path. Okay, page, file, path for backend URL. Next method. It defines the type of communication. Secure or unsecure. Secure or unsecure. You can write the method get. It is global array. What is do? It collect all input value. And pass to backend via URL, browser URL. Yeah. हाँ, थोड़ा देर में कॉल करेंगे यार, 6:30 को कॉल कीजिए एक बार. Okay, it is global array. It collect all input values from form, value of form. Okay, it's a global array. It collect all input of form and pass to the backend via browser URL. It is not secure. Okay, just in a single line, we note all. Next is called post. What it says? It is global array. Everything you can write like this here only. It is a global array. It collects all input from the form and pass to the browser, pass to backend. In secure and in encoded format. Okay. Number one, post method. It is fully secure. So what it says? It is global array. It collect all input value of form and pass to the backend in secure and encoded format. Number one, it will be hidden. Number two, it will be encrypted. And where it is, like while communicating from the front end to back end, it comes. One URL I have, two, 3 days before I have written succeeds, nearly 10 points for get and post. I will share you now. It's a question answer for interview. It's running on our website. In that completely 6-7 points for the get and 6-7 points for the post. I made a note. Written now. Ready? Let me share you that URL. It is here in our website. UI. It's here. What are the difference of get and post? So difference of get and post is here. I will give you this URL completely. Came in your chat. Website name is this one, campusinterview.in. It's our website only. In that point number 6. WhatsApp, how I will send you. Okay, please write it. Send in the group, also WhatsApp group. In. So I share in the chat also. 5 PM. March. Yes, Ashwini, I added you. Ashwini. Yes, Ashwini, I have added you now. So there the link I will post again. A lot of question answer will come in that.
Okay, sir. Okay.
I have added you in the list so you can link it. Okay. Night time I will add the permission for your email ID. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead. So we wrote this. Now after this, so this file is ready where we got some idea, okay, how get post is going to work and this something. Now in the same file, come there, add one more tr in the beginning and write a td TD, call span equal to 4. Call span equal to 4. Okay. Add one more TD in the beginning, give call span 4, and using the font tag, change the color of that. Color equal to red. Right inside the star mark fields are star mark fields are required. Star mark fields are required. Okay, ready? So it says the star marked fields are mandatory. Okay, star marked fields are mandatory. So here when I come here, it's coming in the red mark. The star mark fields are mandatory. Now we have to make a star mark and make it a mandatory. So this font tag we have to place in each th and close the font tag open close and write there called a star. Font open close, th open close, font open close, put inside call as a star. Okay, ready? Now apply this font everywhere in all the th so that all the th will become as a mandatory here. Message let it be without mandatory. Message leave as a without mandatory, without any rate sign. Okay, mandate. So now once you click on submit button, the mandatory symbols to say yes, you have to enter something here. So let's go. How to make it now mandatory? So we can come to the text boxes and you have to apply a property called required. REQUIRED, required. Just apply the required everywhere. Required. Wherever you want to keep user must fill the form, apply the required. Required. It will not allow you to enter as a blank. Blank you cannot submit. You must have to enter some value. If it is the email, then email is required. If it's the mobile number, then number only it will allow. Empty it will not allow to go ahead. Allowing enter into empty? No. It will not allow to go as a blank. Without input, it will not allow at any cost. So we can go here. Show you how that is going to work. So when I click here, it says enter, fill the form. We enter, now it will say next, enter this one also. Then it will say enter mobile number also. Next it will say enter email ID. If we enter only, it will say no, @ is compulsory. Missing @. So we have to enter here @abc.com, anything. Next, after that, the last one is optional. If you fill also, not fill also. And finally, suppose I have not filled the last name. It will not allow me to go to the next page. It will say, no, you have to fill it compulsory. So we need to fill here. And then only it will hand over to the next page, action page. It will go to the action. Working. Okay, next after that, next we have to enter under the CSS. There we have to use this. We have seen only the few basic of HTML tags. Okay, HTML5 tags we have. HTML5 tags we have from the HTML4 also we have division we have. So those tags we have not used properly using the without CSS. Okay. So once CSS we start using, then with the help of CSS we can use the HTML4 tag also and HTML5 tag also. Both the tag will use together. After that, what will happen is we can design any kind of layout. Okay. As of now, suppose you have a button. You want to make this button as a red. So HTML will not help you. We have to write one line of CSS code to change the background. Okay, background we have to write something, then it will get changed. Suppose this text box we have, we can increase the width, but you cannot increase the height. Okay, suppose this first name we have written, you can increase the width. We have property, but we cannot increase the height. Okay, so in that is also limitation. Right now, suppose this page is like this. If we are opening the laptop, it's look like this. If you go in mobile phone, suppose when I go to the mobile phone, look at here. In mobile phone also looking similar. All are coming in the as usual, and in the laptop also coming as usual. So what will happen? Look at here. In the last scroller appear. scroller appear, that is called a non-responsive. If some person will open in mobile phone, he will not feel comfortable.
Yes.
Okay, so in mobile phone, what should happen? First name should be one line, last name should be second line. Mobile number should be the third line, and email ID should be the fourth line. Like all should become a row.
Yes.
Now, as of now, we have a column, but in mobile phone, it should become a row. That will not happen through HTML directly. We required, in this case, we required which one? CSS. CSS will check, yes, what is the device size? Device size is less than this pixel. Yes, then it is called mobile phone or maybe tab or something. Then change the behavior of HTML tag and make something else. Okay, so those we are going to see. Tomorrow we will start from the CSS2, and after spending some time on CSS2, we will spend the time on CSS3. Okay, and then we will move again next. Already, I think today, including today, it should be 9th class of HTML. 9th, so we have spent it a lot. Okay, so this all will get to see. If you are going in the CSS, CSS is not without HTML. In the CSS also, first you have to write HTML, then you have to write the CSS. When you go in Bootstrap, you have to first you have to write the HTML, then you have to write the CSS, Bootstrap. Okay, we have to apply the Bootstrap. When you go to the JavaScript, first you have to write HTML, then you have to write the JavaScript. Okay, so HTML is going to end, going to with you together with till end of the syllabus, right? So only in HTML we will not spend a lot of time. Okay, so will we, this much is okay to manage with the CSS and with the HTML5 and many things. So those with that we are going to enter from tomorrow. Okay, right, so let's see you tomorrow again.